Good morning, fourth graders. Today we are on page 221, and our objective today is, today I will divide using an area model with remainders. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we've actually done both of these things before. We've just divided with an area model in our last lesson. And a few lessons ago, we divided and we had remainders. So we have done both of them. We're just now going to put them together. Okay, so we don't have any new vocabulary. They're giving us an example of what the area model looks like. They're giving us an example of how they write it. And remember, I said in and out. It helps remind me that the first one is my dividend and it goes inside, and then my second one's my divisor and it goes outside. And then they're just reminding us that on top, these are called our partial quotients, because quotient is answer and partial means part. So part answers. So these are our part answers. And when we add them up, we get our quotient. And then they're just reminding us of our three division words. Our dividend is what we're going to divide. Our divisor is the number of groups or the number in each group. And then our quotient is our answer. And then here they're giving us a sample of the answer. It says with one left over. In the last lesson I showed you where it might say remainder one. Both of those are acceptable. You'll actually see this one more on your test with one left over. So that's how we're going to practice it today, friends. Okay, so I'm going to actually get started on mine. Since this is something we have done, I'm going to jump in and show you what mine looks like. And here are our steps that we did talk about. I'm going to be following them, but they're quite long. So I'm going to follow more the idea of them. Okay, here is my first problem. And my first problem says 653 divided by 2. So I'm going to say in and out. This is my dividend. It's going to go inside. And this is my divisor. It's going to go outside. So step 1 says I'm going to draw my large rectangle. Step 2 says I'm going to put my divisor outside, a multiplication sign outside on the corner, and my dividend, which says in, inside. Okay, remember this was not part of their steps, but this was my step. It's nice to know my place values. So if that's ones, tens, and hundreds, that really helps me know my place values. Okay, so I'm going to start and I'm going to say, can 2 fit into 6? Yes, 2 can fit into 6 3 times. But this isn't 6, this is 600. So it's not going to be 3, it's going to be 300 because I'm in the hundreds place value. So 2 fits into 6 3 times, but since we're in the hundreds place value, it's going to be 300. Okay, then we have 300 times 2 is 600, and I'm going to subtract. And I'm going to bring that up, and that's going to be my next section. Okay, and again, I like to have my place values, ones and tens. Okay, so then I say, can 2 fit into 5? Yes, 2 can fit into 5 2 times. So it's 2, but since I'm in the tens place value, it's going to be 2 tens, which is 20. Okay, so 20 times 2 is 40. And let's subtract. Okay, and we get 13. Okay, same thing. I'm going to label my place values. Okay, 2 can fit into 1. No, not at all. 2 can't fit into 1, so let's go over. 2 can fit into 13 6 times, and I'm in the ones place value. That's what I had to underline, the ones. So it's 6 ones, which is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. And when I subtract, I get a 1. Now, I don't really need to keep going because if I was to keep going, 2 can't fit into 1 at all. So these are my partial quotients. 326, which means my full or real quotient is 326. Okay, oh, I apologize, friends, that I am incorrect with 1 left over. I forgot my leftover. If I had just said 326, I would be wrong. It's 326 with 1 left over. I apologize. Okay, let's see another one of those. Here's my next one. And my next one says 3,617 divided by 8. Okay, so here's my in and out. Okay. So I'm going to set up my rectangle. I'm going to put my dividend inside, my divisor outside, and my multiplication sign. Okay, and then I'm pretty much ready, but I'm still going to do my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, my place values. Okay, so I'm going to ask myself, can 8 fit into 3? No, 8 can't fit into 3. Can 8 fit into 36? Yes, 8 can fit into 36 4 times. Because 8 times 5 is 40, so that would be too big, but 8 times 4 is 32. Okay, so 8 fits into 36 4 times, but because I'm in the hundreds place value, it's going to be 400. Okay, so we have 400 times 8 is 3,200. And I did that because I knew 4 times 8 is 32 and 2 zeros. Okay, so let's subtract. And let's bring that up. Okay, what are my place values? Ones, tens, and hundreds. Okay, so I'm going to do the same idea. Can 8 fit into 4? No. Can 8 fit into 41? Yes, 8 can fit into 41 5 times. But it's in the tens place value. So it's 5 tens, which is 50. Okay, and 50 times 8 is 400. And I knew because 5 times 8 is 40 and then 1 extra 0. Okay, so I'm going to subtract and bring up my 17 and label my place values. Okay, 8 can fit into 1. Nope, not at all. 8 can fit into 17 6 times. I'm sorry, 2 times. So 8 times 2 is 16, so it's 2 times, and since I'm in the ones place value, it's 2 ones, which is just 2. Okay, so 2 times 8 is 16, and look what I have left over. Okay, so my answer is, well, my partial answer, or partial quotients, is 400 plus 50 plus 2, which would be, I think I might write it down here so I have more room. 452, but then I have this with 1 left over. So with 1 left over. And I would have to have this part to have the right answer. If I just had this, this would be incorrect. Okay, let's try some of these together, ladies and gentlemen. We are on page 222. We are on page 222. And here's our first problem, 740 divided by 3. Okay, so let's first write our in and out to help remind us. Okay, now let's set up our rectangle. Let's put our dividend inside, and let's put our divisor outside and our multiplication sign in the corner. Okay. Let's do our place values. This is our ones, tens, and hundreds place value. And now we're ready to get started. Okay, 3 can fit into 7 how many times? 3 fits into 7 2 times because 2 times 3 is 6. So it's 2 times, but we're in the hundreds place value, so it's 2 hundreds, which is 200. Okay, now we're going to multiply. 200 times 3 is 600, because I said 2 times 3 is 6 and I had 2 zeros. Okay, now let's subtract. 0 take away 0 is 0. 4 take away 0 is 4. 7 take away 6 is 1. Okay, let's bring that up. Okay, let's do our place values really quick. We have ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, and we're going to start again. 3 can fit into 1, not at all. 3 can fit into 14 4 times, right? Because 4 times 3 is 12, but 5 times 3 is 15, so 5 would be too big. So it's 4 times, but we're in the tens place value, so it's 4 tens, which is 40. Okay, 40 times 3 is 120. And I knew that because 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 0. Okay, when we subtract, we get 20. Okay, let's do our place values. 3 can fit into 2. Nope. 3 can fit into 20, how many times? 6, because 6 times 3 is 18, but 7 times 3 is 21. So 6 times, and we're in the ones place value, so it's 6 ones, which is just 6. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18. And when I subtract, I just get 2. We just get 2. Okay, so what is our answer? Well, our partial quotients are 240 and 6. These are our partial quotients. So our quotient is 246 because I add them together with 2 left over. We had 2 extra over there. So our quotient is 246 with 2 left over. Okay, let's try another one. This time we have 3,468 divided by 5. So let's use our in and out strategy. Okay, let's create our rectangle. Put our dividend inside, our divisor outside, and our multiplication sign. Okay, and let's do our place values. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay, now we're ready to get started. Can 5 fit into 3? No. Can 5 fit into 34? Yes. And how many times? 5 can fit into 34 6 times because 6 times 5 is 30, but 7 times 5 is 35. So it's 6 times, but because we're in the hundreds place value, it's 6 hundreds, which is 600. Okay, now we do 600 times 5 is 3,000. The reason I knew that is because 6 times 5 is 30, and then I have the 2 extra zeros. Okay, so let's subtract. I get 8, 6, 4. Okay, let's bring this up and keep going. So we have ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, 5 can fit into 4? Not at all, because this is bigger and this is smaller. 5 can fit into 46 9 times, because 9 times 5 is 45. But we're in the tens place value, so it's 9 tens, which is 90. Okay, 90 times 5 is 450. And I know because 9 times 5 is 45, and then I'm going to add the extra 0. Okay, so I subtract and I get 18. So we have ones and tens. Okay, 5 can fit into 1? No. 5 can fit into 18 3 times, because 3 times 5 is 15, but 4 times 5 is 20. So 5 can fit into 18 3 times, and we're in the ones place value, so it's 3 ones, which is just 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And when we subtract, we get an extra 3. Okay, so these are our partial quotients. They're part of the answer, and when we put them together and add them, we get 693 with 3 left over. And that is our quotient. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be practicing some of these on your own and with your teacher. Have a great day.